previous Pelican Crises that we had back in 2009, 10, and 12, they were each actually quite different. 2009 was a lot of young birds that had been caught by a really cold storm, so we had a lot of young, starving brown pelicans coming in with frostbite on their feet. So that was a really challenging incident because so many of them had to have toe surgeries, and parts of their toes had been so severely frostbitten that they were falling off. So that was a really unique and challenging incident in that regard. But for the most part, the birds recovered really well. 2010 was also very different. That one was started in January. Also, it was a really heavy rain year. Just a lot of pelicans started coming in. They were all adults mainly, so after third year, so they were older birds, breeding population birds. Many of them were contaminated with some unknown substance. It didn't really feel like anything on their feathers, but when they got wet, they were soaking wet, but when they were dry, they looked normal. We still had to wash all of them because they weren't waterproof. There was also a big sea lion mass stranding event going on simultaneously, so a lot of the local pelicans and the sea lions were congregating in and around a lot of the commercial fish companies, so there was really negative interactions happening between the sea lions and the pelicans, where the sea lions were biting big chunks out of the pelicans. So many of those birds were coming in not only contaminated and wet, but they were also a large portion of them had big California sea lion bites. With some stabilization and some treatment, even the sea lion bite birds did very well. So that was a really challenging but successful event. And that one feels very similar to this in the sense that we got about 300 pelicans in the span of the first month. So it was a large volume over a very short period of time. The 2012 event was a bit different. I mean, we got in about 600 pelicans total that year at the San Pedro Center. Our sister center up north in Fairfield got about 300. So that was a huge year. But those birds, there's definitely parts of the year that large volumes were coming in, but it was more spread out over the whole entire year. And again, we were seeing a mix. So because it was spread out, we would see, certain times where there was, a lot of second years and some adult birds coming in, and then the summer we had a lot of the fledged, the newly fledged brown pelicans coming in. So it was a big young hatch year, pelican year, and then throughout the year it was just kind of nonstop.